everyone so much for waiting. We know you guys are probably wondering what's going on. So you've presumably introduced yourselves and cozied up to your neighbors. Please keep the masks on for the remainder of the experience. Obviously, if it's very uncomfortable or anything like that, you know, feel free to lift it up, but try to conceal your identity, if you will. All right. Just while I have everyone's attention, if at any point during this experience you have questions, concerns, or troubleshooting required, please flag any one of us down. Raise your hand, Ariel, Saumya, Zoe, and Tera in the back somewhere. So regardless, we'll be running around, so just please flag us down. And I guess we'll just begin. So we are volunteers for the anonymous artist Piggy Banksy, and today we're going to help him out, okay, with his latest collaborative art project. It's about social change, and as a general rule, we encourage provocative and subversive content, but have zero tolerance for hateful work. All right, now, so everyone on your iPads, please press ready, and if you have any questions, like I said, flag one of us down, and we will attend to it immediately. All right. And let's begin. Okay. Hello.
Hello, co-conspirators. I go by Piggy Banks, and by donning the mask, so do you. As a street artist, I find strength in anonymity. Will you leave today complacent, stuck in your routine as a bystander? Or will you challenge yourself to stand up for what you believe in and be the change you want to see in the world? That is entirely up to you. Piggy out.
Okay. Okay, so in our first round, as you're all attending Games for Change, we would like to discuss some social issues relevant to this community. The first activity is to write at least one social issue each that you were personally outraged by, and when each person has finished, please hit next and pass the iPad to the next person in your group. You have 7 minutes for this activity, and again, flag us down if you have any questions. Please begin. Just, if you are having any trouble thinking up of an issue, please just remember personal matters and personal things that relate to whatever you are experiencing would be the best.
Which one should I pick, y'all? That's actually right.
If you're done early, please discuss with your fellow group mates why you may have chosen that particular issue and written it down. Okay, everybody, so thanks for waiting. For the second round, your task is to discuss your personal experiences on your chosen issue with your group, and then afterwards decide on a single issue to come to a consensus that you could march for. When your table has finished coming to a consensus, please press type to type the issue into the text box. Watch the word count. You have 3 minutes. You have 30 seconds left. Alrighty, everybody, time is up. So please, if you haven't submitted yet, please submit that typed issue, and we'll move on. We'll extend the time just a little bit to let the stragglers catch up. All right. All right, everybody. Now we'll go on to the next round. Whoa. Hello?
Greetings. Now you have an issue you're passionate about. But what is no one saying that needs to be said? Next, we'll be making a poster that shakes up the world. I mean, I heard you were a creative bunch. So here's a little gift to inspire your next work. Piggy out.
Man, that guy never lets me say bye. But, so here are all the issues in the room. Ooh. Ooh, okay. The internet does work. This mouse. There you go. Imposter syndrome. So also, if you see your posters, please cheer. Woo! Sustainability. Education, SOS. Police brutality, harassment, health, wealth, and knowledge, homelessness, racism, women's rights and safety, inequality, income disparity, and climate crisis. All right. So now you have a sense of what you all care about in this room, and we'll continue to the next round. So with this particular round, the task is to craft a provocative message. What makes your group motivated to talk about this topic? Again, what is no one saying that needs to be said? Please encapsulate your thoughts into one sentence by typing it into the text box like before. Don't be afraid to express how you really feel. Just do it. You have 7 minutes. If you haven't submitted it, please begin writing your statement now. Five seconds. Okay, everyone, that about wraps up this round. If you haven't submitted, please submit. Okay, thank you everybody for submitting. So, for the fourth round, Your task is to collaborate on creating one symbol or combination of symbols that most effectively captures your message. Consider what symbols are associated with your issue and which symbols have power, perhaps through techniques like juxtaposition and otherwise. Remember that simplicity is just as powerful with the right message. You have 7 minutes in light of the shortened time. Saumya. 10 seconds. Good. All right. Thank you, everybody. So now for our next 5th round, please select a location in the surrounding area, you may recognize these locations, to secretly leave your message. Once confirmed, you can physically resize and rotate your poster accordingly. You have 3 minutes. All right, so this round is called the hot seat. We'd like to hear a short elevator pitch about your artwork from a group representative, as well as why you chose the location you picked in the last round. Now, if you are one of the analog paper people, please just hold up your posters accordingly, and we'll roll with that. And we will be coming around with this microphone, this special microphone, to hear what you have to say. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. Our poster is We're All Just Making Shit Up. This is to address imposter syndrome and how, in a lot of ways, that creates a barrier for people to continuing to go forward and do things that they like and follow what is essentially their passions or their dreams. We wanted to put it right on the doorway that you have to go through to enter to see a lot of the keynotes, because in a way that's a space where you feel like, oh, this person up here knows everything, they know what they're talking about, they did it, they made it. But kind of just addressing the fact that we all kind of just make shit up. And that this poster is something that you have to go through to get to that space. Yeah.
So there are a few issues that interest us, but we realized that with no planet, all of the other issues don't really matter. So we chose this one because a few of us are involved in things revolving around sustainability. And we said, Save the Planet, we want you, because basically it just starts with each and every one of us. And if we all count on someone else to do something, then we're fucked. So please consider this message and pass it on. Thank you.
So this is an analog team.
Yeah. No, I can hold it. We're good. We were centered around education, and because we had to be provocative, we learned change before we die. And then we have a logo. That's beautiful. That has a book and, a skull to remind us that, time is limited and we should learn and change and make the world a place we want to see. And yeah, we were all just gravitating towards stairwells, I guess, so that's where we put it. Thanks.
Hey, so ours was about police brutality, and we put Pigs Wake Up as kind of like a pun, because we're all wearing these pigs masks here, and we chose to put it next to the American flag because, you know, in a setting like this, it's very easy to become an echo chamber about, you know, us. Well, oh yeah, that's terrible. But we wanted to put it here because we got to realize that we're all pigs, and that we need to like wake up and realize that like we can't just talk about it and say, oh, that sucks. We got to like do something about it, and it can start with you and your family, and you can bring it from there.
So we did harassment as our slogan is kind of like think before you harass, because your behavior will be reflected back at you, which is kind of also reflected in our symbol, which is the mirror message of what you put out will eventually come back to you, because well, it will. And we put ours next to the American flag that says think, kind of be like a think before you speak. Like, do you really want to put this out into the world? And also, since it has glass over, it's reflective, so it also is like, okay, how you behave is gonna reflect back at you, and it's gonna be pointed back at you sometime. So like, what you do will eventually come back to haunt you, or someone else will do it to you. So that's what we did.
All right.
Hi, so our topic was health, wellness, and knowledge. And so basically we were thinking about the government system that we live in and how it's pretty gridlocked and how we don't have accessibility to equity when it comes to wealth, when it comes to knowledge and higher education, and especially when it comes to healthcare. And so we basically wanted to make it feel like this is not fair. So this idea of we're getting screwed, this idea that certain leadership can be tools in our society, it all kind of plays into this visual of these lightsabers that we can come together and band together as Jedis, but also as against this idea of screwdrivers. So knowledge is obviously represented in the book, the wealth is represented in the dollar sign, and the Red Cross is represented in health. And we chose to put it right next to the American Think flag as well. I think that could be a great rallying point for all of us, for all of our different issues that we all decided to put here, and especially when it comes to the government. Yay.
Thank you.
Our topic. Oh, yep, we're the analog team.
Analog team.
Woo! So yeah, our topic was about homelessness and how, and our slogan was that homelessness isn't a disease. Like, there's no inherent quality in people that make them deserving of not having a home. And for our placement, we chose the stairs of the conference, because this is a social space that we're all welcome in, but we can't reside here forever, and we don't know where people are going after they leave these very public spaces, and just that it's not a seen issue.
All right.
Hello, everybody. We had a variety of social causes to march for, but we found that racism kind of umbrellaed the variety of it, so we picked racism, and obviously that's the Klan mask incorporated into the skull and bone symbol of death, and we put it into the American flag to symbolize that problem, to maximize impact. So pretty self-explanatory how we got there. All right, thank you.
Hi. So our slogan is "Whose right to choose?" Our issue was, of course, women's rights. So we made a symbol which is a combination of a question mark and women, right? There's not really much more to say than that, I think. We put it, well, we had an idea that maybe this was going to be an AR experience, so we decided to put it near the Think artwork so that when you held up your phone, you would see the two of them together.
You guys should develop that.
So our issue was equality, or inequality, I'm sorry. I mean, basically the same. So it kind of just, it's a simple message, but we thought it kind of served all of our issues, and kind of all of the issues came down to inequality. So our message is simple: we are all the same, act like it. And then for the placement, we thought we would put it next to the American flag, like everyone else. But we liked the kind of the imagery of the equal sign next to the red stripes, and that sort of thing. So yeah.
We picked income equality, disparity as our topic, and it's pervasive, divisive, and destructive. We put it on top of the American flag because it's in the way, and we think you should have to confront it. Yeah.
That's sorry.
Hi, so we're doing climate change, but we decided to point it back at ourselves and do something that would be provocative to this group, to us. We all love technology. We know it has a huge carbon footprint, and I guess gamers generate something like 12 million tons of carbon every year playing games. And so we decided to turn it back at ourselves and ask, what we would give up to solve this. And,
final word from
You should be proud of the art that you made in this short time. But now, a final challenge. The locations you chose are real places in the surrounding area, so do you dare follow through with your plans to put them up? I hope you'll carry on the Biggie spirit when you leave this room, and feel free to keep the masks. Piggy out.
Okay, so that about wraps up our game, but like Piggy said, does it end here? You should have all received your posters by now, or are getting them back as we speak, so we'd like to offer you some tape on your way out to see how far you'd really go in real life. This is your final task as a group. Disclaimer, Team Paradigm is not responsible if the building gets mad at you. We also have a template version of our workshop game to run in your own communities via the link that I'll show in a moment. And please remember to just put the posters up on the bulletin boards, if possible. Thank you all so much for participating in our Piggy Banksy experience. Thank you all.